everybody, including myself, after 90 days or so of doing something in a routine, you start to lose momentum. You start to lose the drive to do it. And for some reason, people just stop doing it. This is true. I'm repeating. 90 days of doing something, they will just naturally fall out of it. They'll fall out of that routine and they just stop doing it. When things get too quiet, when things seem too right, start to wonder, because that is literally the moments in the business where we will find a breakthrough, where we will find a very critical flaw in our operations or in our process that Hi folks, welcome back to my Mommy's Life channel, where I share with you guys my journey as a first-time mom, dentist, and business owner. If you guys are new to this channel, very big welcome. Please make sure you hit subscribe so that you never miss when I post a new video. In today's video, I want to share with you guys that big message. And that message has helped me out so many times and times again in work and in life, and that is to never get too comfortable and to always have that little bit of paranoia in the back of your mind that something is not quite right, and how can I make this better? Why do I say this? Because look at your kids. They do this all the time. You know, they're always running around, they're always screaming, they're always talking, and all of a sudden it's quiet. It's quiet. And that's when I get freaked out. That's when I start to wonder, like, okay, something is not quite right. It's too quiet in this house. So then what do? You go over around the corner, and that's when I find Caitlin painting on my walls. I've found her, spilling things all over my carpet, getting silly putty in my carpet, all those things. So when things get too quiet, when things seem too right, start to wonder, because that is literally the moments in the business where we will find a breakthrough, where we will find a very critical flaw in our operations or in our process that needs to be addressed. No kidding. And I think this is a very, very good point, because I think a lot of times people will start to get comfortable. They're like, oh, things are running, business is good, team is happy, everything seems to be good. And then they stop being pushed. They stop feeling that urge to figure out how they can actually make itself better. I'm not saying to be pessimistic, not to be paranoid that everything is out to get you, that something is always going to go wrong in a situation. Because sometimes it's okay. Sometimes you should be celebrating your successes, should be celebrating that, you're grateful that things are going the way you expect it to. But when that happens for too long of a period, that's when you're going to start to fall behind. That's when things start to slip, because another critical point that we have learned during our journey as business owners is that everybody, including myself, after 90 days or so of doing something in a routine, you start to lose momentum. You start to lose the drive to do it. And for some reason, people just stop doing it. This is true. I'm repeating. 90 days of doing something, they will just naturally fall out of it. They'll fall out of that routine and they just stop doing it. This has happened so many times in our office. We have certain processes, certain things that have to happen to make sure that our checks and balances are in order, to make sure that things are running the way we need it to. And everybody will be so happy. They'll be like, yes, this is a great system. This is going to keep us, keep the lab on track, keep our supplies in check, make sure everything is running the way it should. And after 3 months, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, didn't we have a system to do this? They're like, oh yeah, but we just stopped doing it. Why? Why did we stop doing it? I mean, it's okay that, maybe the system we had need to be modified or need to be adjusted based on where we're at today. But for some reason, things will just stop happening with no word, no comment. And so this is what I mean. When people just naturally stop doing those things, and if you're not going to constantly check and remind yourself, wait a minute, something seems to be too good, then that's when you're going to start to miss out on very critical aspects of your business and in your life. happened with Caitlin all the time, regularly. I don't know how many times where I'm like, oh, she's good, she's so quiet, she must be over there reading a book. No, she is not over there reading a book. So that is my big point. And this is not just if you're a business owner, it's true even in what we're going through right now. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and I think I will go through this too in moments while we're driving to work. I'm like, oh wow, there's lots of cars on the road. People are coming in. Media's not really talking about it. I see people at the park. There's people sitting out on a patio, having a glass of wine. So things seem to be okay. You start to get comfortable. You start to get confident that things are probably all right. Well, that is when you start to then see on the news a few weeks later, a month later, that media starts to pick up on it again. They're like, oh, the cases are going up. There's an increase of positivity. And that's because the truth of the matter is we're trained to start to get very comfortable when things seem to be fine. But what you need to do and what you need to train yourself to do is to not fall into that trap. You got to constantly remind yourself, okay, things seem to be running smoothly. Again, it's not coming from a place of being pessimistic or, paranoia, hysteria. You just have to be in that place like, okay, well, things have been working. What's next? You got to be able to predict. You got to be able to anticipate, what has been working may not be what's going to work a week from now. So constantly remind yourself, constantly check yourself. If things seem to be too quiet, too perfect, if all the things that people are telling you is, 100% like, yep, we got it, it's completely done, no worries, everything's fantastic, it's done, you should start to question it. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope that helps you guys. And until we meet again, please continue to be kind to one another. Reach out, help one another, because this is how we're going to get through all of this chaos that's happening right now. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.